You guys broke your 16 season playoff drought in Sacramento. Have you come down from the high of that between you and the Sacramento fans?
Yeah, of course. I feel like as the season went on, we had higher and higher goals, so we're just excited for this offseason to keep going, getting better, and have an even better year next year.
Do you guys feel like you could take that next step this upcoming season? Like, how far away do you guys believe that you could be playing in the NBA Finals?
Obviously, as a player, growing up and working out in summers, and that's your whole goal, is getting to that point and obviously ultimately winning it. So I feel like everyone is definitely putting in the work this offseason to prepare us as best as possible for training camp and the season.
Domantas Sabonis is joining us, all NBA, on behalf of Abbott Nutrition, the Winning from Within campaign. This is pretty cool. You guys were working out with the Real Madrid FC. We know that you spent a lot of time in Spain as a part of your childhood before you came over from Gonzaga. I mean, you've got to be a pretty skilled soccer player. I imagine anyone who just lives in Europe for any amount of time is pretty good.
Yeah, obviously football was definitely big for me growing up in Spain. My dad played for Real Madrid, so definitely a Real Madrid fan growing up, and played a lot of football growing up, but I wouldn't say my friends would say I have the best skill for that sport, but I definitely love it and try.
Yeah, 7'1". I'm a tall guy at 6'4", and I was horrible at soccer. I also have a lot of weight that I carry, but 7'1", you can't move that well. I'll say on the correct term, the pitch, correct?
Yeah, on the pitch, yes. Yeah, definitely, but we definitely played a lot, anywhere we could. That was always the game, maybe warm-ups with the basketball team or a little football match, half court, but it was definitely big for me growing up. So I was very excited to have that experience that Abbott and Real Madrid kind of made for us, have a whole day of practice, dribbling, headers, free kicks. We did a bit of everything and kind of got to be a soccer player like that in a day in their life.
You mentioned that your dad played for Real Madrid, the basketball side, obviously. Your dad, Arvydas Sabonis, the Hall of Famer. I'm curious, in what ways does it help you to have a dad who's a legendary basketball player? And in what ways is it harder, maybe, to have your dad and have those kind of expectations?
I think for me, it's kind of always helped me. Obviously, the side of having him as my dad, I can ask him anything, get inside scoops, what to prepare, what's important, all these things, because he's been through it, and he's seen more than I have even. He's already been there where I'm going to go, so he obviously helps me in that part. And then the part where any comparisons or people talking about me, about him and stuff like that, like I've always used that as motivation, if anything, when people say that just shows me how great he was, and it just makes me happy. It makes me happy that he's my father, and I just want to be as good as him or be better, and it's just motivation, to be honest. And if anything, all those things have always made me work harder and become a better player in person.
De'Aaron Fox is a tremendous player, and the nice part about your guys' story this year, a lot of those names got thrown into the national spotlight. Just tell us a little bit behind the scenes, what you see being a basketball player when you observe and get to play with De'Aaron Fox.
He's just a great player, great teammate, great friend, just makes it easy, to be honest. I mean, he's the clutchest player in the NBA this year and just made it very easy. He made it, at the end of the game, you gave him the ball, you were just confident he was going to get it done. He gets this look in his eye. I mean, everyone sees it happening during the fourth quarter, and you're like, okay, like there's no way we're losing this game. Fox has the ball in his hands, something's good's going to happen out of it. So, that definitely makes it a lot of fun to play with when you're going to end up winning at the end of the day.
Domantas Sabonis is joining us on behalf of Abbott Nutrition. You mentioned the look in his eye. Who else do you see that from in the NBA? Like you see from De'Aaron Fox, is there anyone else that you're like, oh boy, that person's got that look in their eye?
I have no idea. I just know my teammate has it, and it's great to have a guy like that on your team that in clutch moments, he can get you a bucket. So I'm thankful and happy for that.
Everyone is going to bring up the Draymond Green situation to you. I thought you were in the right there and Draymond was in the wrong, but some people have said the other way. Were you surprised by some of the blowback you got from that situation?
No, it's a sport, two big franchises, and, it's the NBA, it's in the playoffs, so obviously people are going to protect their side always, and that's just sport, and at the end of the day, we're two players who are just trying to win for our teams, and do what's best to get the win, and I mean, that's it. It's just competitive sports.
Have you seen Draymond or spoke to Draymond this offseason?
No, I haven't. No, we haven't had the chance yet.
He has not invited you on his podcast? That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's not up to me, we're just, there's no beef, there's nothing, we're just players, playing for our team. We love the sport and we're just competitive, and stuff happens.
Well, I think that it's good that you guys don't have beef, but we kind of like it as maybe a new rivalry. Is there a budding rivalry between the Kings and the Warriors? Kings have had great rivals in the past with the Lakers. I mean, your dad had a great rivalry with Shaquille O'Neal. We love this kind of stuff.
I don't think there's no rivalry. They have their goals, we have our goals. We just happened to cross paths this year in the first round. And obviously they were defending championships, so defending champions. So obviously you always want to try and beat the defending champions. But we didn't have the chance to do it this year. And it's fine. That's basketball. You move on. You have another year, another offseason to get better. And I feel like every team has that same goal at the end of the year. So we're just going to keep building towards that.
Mike Brown knows what it's like to win some championships. Coming in to Sacramento this past year, right? You guys take that big jump, and you guys are one of the better stories in the NBA. What did Coach Brown really bring to that basketball team?
He just brought, I feel like the biggest thing he did was discipline, and accountability. And there was not one day that you could really, I'm going to take a day off today. I'm going to not try as hard in practice or on this drill or on the game. He'd be calling timeouts 20 seconds into the game if someone went under on a shooter or whatever the assignment was, so he would call out Fox and I all the time, so kind of set an example for everyone else, like no one's going to get away with anything, and for a young group that we were, I think that was the biggest part to get all of us to lock in and really believe in. He did a great job.
The accountability for sure. Domantas Sabonis is joining us on behalf of Abbott Nutrition. Got a Winning From Within campaign. Was really cool. Got to get out there with Austin Eckler and with Eric Dickerson, right? And do some drills with Real Madrid FC, teach some kids about nutrition. Lighting the beam. Do you have to go bigger this year? Like, do you need to do, are we lighting two beams maybe after wins this year, or is just lighting the beam good enough for the follow-up season?
I have no idea. What's going to happen. We're the players. We got to make sure we get wins. That's the marketing department and, the owners and stuff like that and what they want to decide to do, but I obviously think it's a great thing for our city. It gets everybody involved. Fans are involved. They feel like they're part of the win, which they definitely are. And I don't know, the city was magical this year, and it's awesome to see, after so many years.
So now you're a three-time All-Star. You just made your first ever All-NBA team, being the third team. You led the league in rebounds too. Where do you evaluate your game right now with what you've accomplished, and where do you want to really take it to this upcoming season?
Everyone knows me. I'm pretty hard on myself. So I feel like there's so much more left to do, and I'm not satisfied, and I'm always pushing for more. There's definitely so much more in my game that I can do and improve on, and, just be able to be the best I can be to put my team in the best situation come playoff time, come even further.
Domantas Sabonis with us just for a few more minutes and doing it on behalf of Abbott Nutrition, Winning From Within. Okay, so you're doing this thing with nutrition, but you're really hard on yourself. So, like, when Domantas Sabonis is having a cheat day, really just letting yourself go. Like, what are you eating?
Oh, man. I don't even know.
You seem like a cheeseburger guy. I don't know why. Cheeseburger and fries.
Cheeseburger vibes from Domantas Sabonis? I wasn't getting that.
I can eat a burger, but I don't know. It changes. It depends on the day. I'm a big pastry guy, like croissants and fun stuff like that, banana bread, stuff like that.
I love a good banana
bread.
After
my heart, yes.
So I can definitely, my wife might make a batch, and I might eat the whole thing in one sitting. But
when you're eating,
and that's late at night too, so it's definitely not good.
When you're eating chicken wings, do you go ranch or blue cheese?
Oh, see, Ranch or blue? Probably, yeah, ranch, not blue cheese.
Oh, I loved you.
That's not for me.
I loved you. Now I can't stand you, Domantas Sabonis. Oh.
Okay, last one for you. You mentioned croissants. It made me think of Victor Wembanyama. What have you seen of Wembanyama? My co-host has called him the French windmill. What have you seen of him? Like, what could the ceiling for him be in this league?
I mean, he seems how he shows himself, takes care of himself, how he thinks, how he's, what I've seen, in interviews and stuff, he's a very smart kid, and he has good people around him. So I feel like that's the biggest thing in the NBA, coming in with so much hype, is the people around you and your brain, and what's important to you. And I think like he has all of his priorities straight. So I don't see nothing stopping him, he already puts in the work. He already has all the talent that's never been seen before. So only wish him the best of luck and for him to do great things.
Yeah, and just tell us one more time what you're doing with Abbott Nutrition today.
We just had a practice day as a Real Madrid football player. We did everything. We took Ensure protein shakes. They have 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar. So, I mean, I think everyone's happy with that outcome, especially after a workout. And I don't know, we just tried out all the drills. We had header drills, dribbling drills. I had an advantage on the header drills compared to everyone else there. That definitely was fun. And at the end, we played a match. We did 2 teams, it was a lot of fun. And then after that, the cool part was we had to go and see the nutrition aspect of what these football players take. We made yoga parfaits, smoothies, acai bowls, with the stuff they gave us. And, as a basketball player, it's cool to see what other sports are doing, because anything I can learn that might help my performance improve is always great. So that was very interesting and a fun experience.
Was Austin Ekeler talking trash? You can be honest.
I feel like everyone was talking trash there, and at the soccer match, everyone was having a great time. It got competitive, and yeah, I think it was on a penalty. The other team won, so it was definitely a fun one.
You should have been the goalie.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was. We had these other 2 players doing it. I wanted to be selfish and try and score some goals.
Wait, who was the biggest trash talker? If not Ekeler, was it you?
No. I definitely was not talking trash. That's not my game. It was probably Ekeler.
There you go.